everybody, welcome to Funland Stories. My name is Naufel. My name is Arham. Today we have a new story for you. Funland Stories, we take our favorite ideas, and imagination and turn that into my own story.
One more time.
Today's story is called Great Minion Mess. This story is about a sunny day in his backyard turns into a giant adventure. There's a magic portal. There are funny yellow friends, purple jelly monster, and a spooky shadow creature. But don't worry, not too scary. It's funny, silly, and full of adventure. I really like the part when the portal appeared in the backyard. I like the funny elephants and the monster. Elephants are silly and always get into trouble. And jelly. The jelly monster is so funny. There is a shadow character, but it's not always mean. Just want to play. That makes the story even funnier. Because instead of being scared, we have to figure out how to help everyone. Sorry, I helped fix a problem with the bubble blaster. And I use a hula hoop like a monster. We have to work together to stop the mess. Save the backyard. The best part is the adventure is full of mess. The bananas, cookies, and monsters! I created the story using AI. AI helped us turn our ideas into stories. Not just a magical portal. We thought about what adventure we wanted. We want funny elephants. Then we told AI our ideas. And AI helped us create the story. After that, we made it into a storybook with pictures. So cool. AI is not just for grown-ups. You can use it too. Help from the parents. We make our own story too. Now it's time to read our story. Get cozy. Get cozy. Ready for the portals. The yellow friends. One big mess. Let's read Arham and Naufel, the Great Minion Mess. First, open up Gemini, which is kind of AI. Then I type my prompt and then I press this button and look! It creates a full brand new storybook just for me! And now, this character is going to read the story for me.
Arham, Naufel, and the Great Minion Mess. It was a sunny afternoon in the backyard when the air suddenly began to shimmer. Arham and Naufel were busy building a fort when a bright blue swirl appeared right between the rose bushes. "Look at that," Arham shouted, pointing his toy sword. Naufel didn't blink. He stepped closer, his eyes wide with excitement. They didn't know it yet, but their quiet day was about to turn into a giant yellow adventure. With a loud poof and a smell like toasted marshmallows, two silly figures tumbled out of the portal. It was Kevin and Bob, the minions. They were wearing their signature denim overalls and goggles, but they looked very worried. Kevin was clutching a glowing silver suitcase that was wide open and completely empty. "Bello," Bob chirped nervously, waving a small yellow hand before pointing back at the portal. "The monsters!" Arham laughed, watching Bob do a panicked dance. "They let the monsters out, Naufel." Just then, a giant, wobbly jelly monster squeezed through the portal. It looked like a mountain of purple grape jam and smelled like fruit punch. Arham found it hilarious as the monster bounced off a garden gnome, but Kevin and Bob were shivering in their boots. While the minions were shaking, Naufel was already planning his move. "Don't worry, yellow guys," Naufel declared, striking a heroic pose. "We'll catch them." Kevin looked up, inspired by the 5-year-old's bravery. Naufel grabbed a nearby hula hoop, ready to use it as a monster lasso. Kevin nodded solemnly and pulled a strange banana-shaped gadget from his pocket. The jelly monster was heading straight for the kitchen door. Arham and Bob jumped into action. Bob handed Arham a bloop gun that shot giant sticky bubbles. "Pull the trigger, Arham," Naufel yelled. Arham pulled it, and instead of a bang, the gun let out a loud P-F-T-T-T-T-T sound. Arham roared with laughter as a giant bubble landed right on Bob's head by mistake. The jelly monster was distracted by the bubbles, giving Naufel and Kevin time to set a trap. They found a giant laundry basket and a trail of cookies. Naufel signaled Kevin to hide behind the oak tree. As the wobbling monster followed the crumbs, Naufel leaped out with his hula hoop, guiding the creature exactly where they wanted it to go. Kevin prepared to spring the trap. Suddenly, a second monster zoomed out of the portal. This one was the Shadow Snatcher, a fluffy, dark cloud with glowing yellow eyes that loved to hide in the shade. Kevin and Bob started running in circles, bumping into each other and shouting, "Papoy! Papoy!" in total chaos. The Shadow Snatcher began tickling their toes, making the minions squeal and roll around on the lawn. Arham realized the Shadow Snatcher wasn't mean, it just wanted to play. He grabbed a feather duster from the fort and ran toward the cloud. "Over here, Mr. Shadow," Arham cried. Bob joined in, grabbing a spare banana to use as a wand. Together, they led the giggling shadow cloud in a silly dance across the grass, turning the monster hunt into a giant party. It was time to send the monsters home. Naufel and Kevin pushed a giant industrial fan toward the portal. "Turn it on, Kevin," Naufel commanded. With a loud whir, the fan began to blow a massive gust of wind. The jelly monster and the Shadow Snatcher were swept up by the breeze, swirling through the air and right back into the silver suitcase. The suitcase snapped shut with a click. The portal began to fade, and the minions waved goodbye. Arham and Naufel stood together, proud of their afternoon's work. "That was the best playdate ever," Naufel said, still holding his hula hoop. Arham laughed, imagining what their parents would say if they knew they just saved the world with a bunch of yellow friends and a banana gun.
You can save your story as a link and share it with your family and friends. You can also email it or send it anywhere you want. And you can even download a storybook and read it again and again and again. My mommy even printed mine, and now it's on my shelf. And hey, if you want the exact prompt I use, just type prompt PROMPT in the comments below, and I will send it to you. Hope you liked the story. It's getting late. It's bedtime. Thanks for joining us today. We'll see you soon in the next story. Don't forget to like and subscribe. Also tell us what story to create next time. Good night, friends.